Welcome to Calm with Kate. What started as a way for me to connect to my yoga students once our studios closed due to the pandemic has become not only a wonderful community of people that are connecting and are lighting these beautiful fires from within of compassion and self-nurturing, but a way for us really to move forward in our lives with grace and ease. And so it's also become a way of life. I no longer work for the studios. I work just doing these classes, and it's my true delight. I believe that it's possible. I've seen that it's possible to not only have the community and the connection in these virtual ways, but also to cater these classes more specifically to what my students need. So that's what I'm about now. And as you know, my website is Kate Yoga Ryan. If you're interested in donating, that would be greatly appreciated. If you want to spread the word on, and that's your way of helping out, that's wonderful as well. Just tag me on social media or take a picture of your mat or something and just spread the good word. Restorative practice, as you know, typically means for most yogis that we stay still. And in these times of uncertainty in the body, mind, and spirit, we will spend time in poses waiting for breath, allowing breath to palpitate the body and to get to know ourselves on that deeper level. But we also spend some time moving the body thoughtfully and mindfully, warming up dynamically so that especially these longer muscles can have that ease and total unwinding when we move into restorative. So if at times during class it feels a little bit like I'm moving around a little more than I want to, don't worry, it's not a vinyasa flow. There's just moments of heat building that we work into our practice. So as I said, tonight, I always keep a couple pillows nearby the top of my mat, and tonight maybe a yoga block. I'm gonna invite you to actually begin laying down on your bellies. And now this is a place that's intentionally a little challenging for some of us. It brings already in a little bit of that, what am I doing here? My questioning of my body, as I don't typically lay in this way. If you feel any tension on the low back, I invite you to move into a fetal pose, which would be on either side, laying totally on the side with the knees pulled in. But if you're comfortable, down on your belly, please goal post your arms out, offer one ear down to the mat, and take a moment to find some stillness. For me, before stillness always comes gentle movement, and I encourage you to do the same. If you're all the way down on belly here, just rocking pelvis softly right to left so that each hip point gently touches earth or low belly touches earth. In other words, just washing out your low lumbar spine for a moment or two until you can lay down completely. And if your head feels far away from ground, you can certainly take that pillow underneath the ear here, just wanting length in neck, softness in upper spine. Again, if tension is really present in the low belly, please lay over onto fetal pose instead. And for right now, begin to shut down your eyes, close out that outward gaze of judging and categorizing and valuing, and instead move into the inner gaze of stillness. Give yourself just a few moments here to breathe yourself into being here. As you're laying either on your belly, down on the ground, or in fetal pose, it likely becomes pretty aware quickly what the function of the low belly is, what's happening. As you breathe and feel that low development out of belly into earth or onto your side. And then as it gathers back in, that natural rhythm of your breath, that low and deep and restorative, reliable place that's here whenever you actually slow down enough to notice. Acknowledge whatever may be present here in your gut. All of the uncertainty, all of the anxieties that we feel tend to rope themselves up in this place in the middle of the body, which in turn is connected into our trunk and hips and low back and spine. So knowing that we have the power with our own breath to change the energy of each moment, breathing deeply and fully, as if you were sending breath directly into those places right now, informing them that they will be taken care of for the next 45 minutes. Wrapping breath around low back, deep into hip pockets and low trunk. Trusting yourself, if you're belly down, to really feel the ground pulling you down, and a true surrender moment in body, heavy and still. Tonight, as we consider anxiety and how it moves through the body and manifests itself, I invite you into an intention of resilience. Resilience in the way, not that we often think about, which is just adapting to whatever comes and pushing through no matter what. But resilience being the things that we do to take care of ourselves, the things that we do when nobody's watching, the things that we do because our gut instinct tells us it's time to slow down. Take another deep breath right here. Good. And on your next inhale, if you're in your fetal pose, please come onto your belly. No, we won't be totally down here for too long. And everyone bring your chin to center, gazing down toward your mat. And offer your chin or your lips down into the surface of the ground. You may feel your third eye or your eyebrows press down into your mat as well. Beginning to actively warm up these legs thoughtfully. Feel that heaviness in your forearms and your elbows onto the earth, pressing your toenails down into the ground. And then slowly inhale, lift just your left leg 2 or 3 inches off the ground. Keep it elongated, keep breathing. Imagine that someone is pulling you and the entire leg from the toes all the way to under the glute shelf are igniting. Ideally, you feel that, yeah? You can even uncurl those toes away from the ball mound, stretch them towards your back wall. Another breath in, and exhale, lay that left leg down. Inhale, raise the right leg up. Hold right here. 2 or 3 inches away, not enough so that that heel would be higher than your glutes, just hovering, right? You can feel no parts of the underside of the right leg touch earth. You're lengthening, you're growing and stretching toward back wall. Breathing in here and exhale, lay it down. Now for just about 8 counts, slowly walking those legs in that same fashion. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, lay it down. Inhale, right leg up. And exhale, lay it down. Good. Continue here, just creating warmth, creating space, releasing hamstring, and opening up front line of the psoas, so left hip. If you feel any twinging in the low back, know that everything is connected here in our fascial chain. So sometimes what we perceive as being a pain in the low back is caused by the other muscles acting or not acting accordingly. And by that I mean the neighbors, right? The hips, the low ribs, the obliques. We'll explore all of that today to try to understand a little bit better about what might be going on. Just walking it out here for 3, 2, and 1. Release both legs down, 1 ear to the ground. Breathe 3 deep breaths and soften as much as possible. Maybe your big toes come together and the heels drop out. How much ease can come into these legs as muscles and bones pull down to the earth now, totally soft and released. And 1 more breath. Observe already the clearing energy of this breath as the low part of the body, your strong muscles are getting cleansed. Good. Returning a little bit to the same action and changing it up a bit. Right leg stays down. Inhale, left leg 2 inches hovers off. Keep it here and now bend the heel toward the glute. Hamstring curl and stay. So the glute is going to touch the left ankle and heel. Just in your mind, not really, right? So you're attracting the two toward another. As you do, the left leg is lifting off the ground. No points are touching on the left front of the thigh. Good. Here for 3. Lifting away from earth for 2. And 1. Straighten the leg, lower down to earth. Good. Other side. Lift right leg, hover. 3 inches off the ground. Stay here. Feel long and stretched just like before. And then bring heel to glute. Good. Attract that right heel to the right butt cheek and then lift even more off the earth. So the right hip bone really presses down into earth. That engagement's going to fire those wraparound muscles that we've been using or maybe not using today. Breathe in and breathe out. Extend leg, inhale, and exhale, drop down. Good. A little bit just side by side. Inhale, left leg up, hamstring curl, extend, drop down. Inhale, right leg up, hamstring curl. Extend to hover, and drop down. 2 more each side. Lift, curl, extend, drop. Good. Lift, curl, extend, drop. 1 more each side. Feel that warmth in the low part of the body. Oh, good. And drop everything down. Bring your opposite ear to earth. Pause for 3 breaths here. Very thoughtful work, yogis. Good. Now very carefully start to nail those toes down to ground. Now legs stay still. Upper body will leave the earth. Rolling cobras and keeping the arms in the same shape. Inhale, lift and hover. Just the arms, the chest, the jaw off the earth. And lower back down. Kiss the mat. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower. A gradual opening of low back. No stretch or pinch in low back. Once again, inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower. Good. Now inhale, lift to stay. Upper body staying hovering off the ground like a skydiver. Ignite a little bit through the core. Lift the legs off the ground. Now everything's off. You're balancing on the pubis. Yeah? Good. Staying right here for a deep breath in, feeling strong and controlled through that low part of the body. And then start to just kick your legs. Kick, kick, kick. Good. The arms can start a little bit of swimming. You can bring arms together to touch in a diamond shape in the front. And then all the way behind, pinkies touch outside. Reach forward, thumbs and first finger touch like a diamond. Reach back, pinkies touch. Yeah, so we're purposefully doing different things with upper and lower body, firing different parts of the brain. You're doing great. Neck is long, don't gaze up. Breathe strongly. Very good. Here for 3. Subtle and soft movement for 2. And 1, bring the pinkies behind, keep the legs up, bind the palms together into locust pose. Allow the bind in the hands to maybe lift you just a little bit off the mat, not here long. Here for 3, peeling low belly up for 2. Lower everything down in 1. Good. Bring your arms underneath you, forearms down into the mat for Sphinx pose. So Sphinx pose just means like arms flat down to the ground and 10 fingers pawing the earth. Good. Now peel that whole belly up and away from the mat a little bit here. Stretch through the navel. You can rock a little side to side if you like. Just release out here. Good. Nice. And then we're going to move ourselves into a couple other shapes from here. And starting, we'll take that right forearm and take it parallel to the top of the mat. Okay. It's almost like you're about to turn over and look over your left shoulder, which we are. As you look over left shoulder, bend left heel toward glute. We've already hamstring stretched before. Option to stay right here, or prop yourself up onto that right elbow that you can reach behind with the left arm and hold. Now know that even as before, when you were laying down, you still were able to magnetize the back of the heel toward the glute. So if you're not holding on, no big deal. You can still get the stretch here, as well as the little micro turn that we're doing, opening up behind the left shoulder blade, releasing any tension from the back of the scalenes along the back of the neck here. Deep breath in. Nice, and soft breath out. Good, release that, hold if you have it. Come back forward to center. From here, coming back to Sphinx, arms land like a number 11. Good, and then from here, crawl up your left knee towards your left elbow. Ah, like a little frog, it's a half frog. Good. This probably feels nice on the body to have a little bit of release. We're having an option to get that stretch through the left front of the psoas, right, the hip flexor, without closing the joint completely. So breathe into the openness here. You might also experience an expansion along the right side of the body as you open up through your heart and throat. So a few mini cow cats here to continue to experience that. Inhale, cow pose. Look to the mat and then send your belly up and away. Gaze up. Exhale, cow. Start to gaze down and peel up and away from the mat. So they'll land a little bit more weight into the right leg. Good. Inhale, cow pose. Exhale, cat. Good. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Very thoughtful. Good. Coming back to neutral here. Most of the weight stays on the left forearm, please. Extend the right arm out like a T. Lay down now onto the right shoulder. Right ear presses down to mat. Nice and easy here. Feels like half fetal pose. Walk your left hand down by your jaw, maybe underneath your jaw, and plant it, left elbow to sky. Start to slowly roll over onto your right shoulder. Your left foot will plant on the earth and plant it in front of the left thigh. Sometimes in a shoulder stretch in other classes, you might take that left leg up and behind. We're gonna go in front for the purpose of this pose. So the shoulder is stretching, the hip is stretching. Please flex the right foot as you roll backwards here. Option to take the left hand, press it into that left hip crease and work its way down and away from you. So you can actually self-assist by pressing this leg softly away and towards the back of your body. Option to find a place that feels good. Stay there for a breath or two. Our shoulders, as we know, are the carrier of so many of our burdens, truly. And oftentimes we feel this crunchiness, this stiffness, this inability to feel fluid in this part of our body. Observe any aversion or attraction to remaining here in this pose just for another breath or so. As you understand the weight of the shoulder, the twist of the shoulder, and experience it a moment as you unwind the release of the shoulder. Good, left hand back down to earth. Both legs back down to the ground. Roll back onto belly and into Sphinx pose. Good. So you can rock side to side a moment here, maybe like you did at the beginning of class. Just move your pelvis right to left for a bit or two. Good. And then we'll take those shapes other side. Start by taking left elbow down to earth and forearm parallel to top of mat. Look over right shoulder. This could be enough. You're getting a gentle twist here, and that feels good. Those of us who are ready to move forward and into another shape, bend the right heel. Start to send right heel toward right glute. Already been here. Maybe this is where you stay, or perhaps you really situate and lean down so you can reach with the right hand up and behind, holding on. What we're experiencing here is compression, yeah? Muscle to muscle and bone to bone. And then what we get the benefit of is that release of the fresh oxygenated blood to the joints after we release. Whether you feel it instantly or have a sensation of it, or you sleep really well tonight, it's here for a while. These benefits will remain. Breathing in and breathing out. release. Untangle, unlatch the hand. Come back to Sphinx. And then on your timing, next inhale, right knee coming up toward right elbow, half froggy shape. Feel free as always to situate here, to explore a little hip movement, right to left, a little chin to chest, ear to shoulder, whatever would feel good. Nice. As before, last time we did the cow cats here. This time we'll release neck a little bit. So drop chin to chest, pause. Just feel the back of the neck getting long, and the shoulders dropping away from ears. Nice. Inhale to level the chin, then go right shoulder right here. Good. On the left side of the neck, all the way through the left shoulder, left rib, left hip, to left big toe, feel a stretch. Inhale, level the chin, exhale. Left ear, left shoulder. Good. Left ear to left shoulder, to left rib, to left hip, to left heel. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. And now slowly extend the left arm straight out of the shoulder joint and lay on the left ear. Good. Press into the right palm to help you roll over for a shoulder stretch here. The left foot's just gonna wiggle in. Mine is about 3 inches or 4 inches in front of my knee. Good. As always, if there's sensation to explore here, wrapping again around outer glute on the right side, all the way through this hip fascia, the connections. Right hand can go into the hip crease and move out toward the knee. And even as it does that, it moves also out behind the body, gently nudging this leg away. Your long left foot is flexed. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good. Extend both legs down. Roll over back onto the belly last time. Press your hands underneath you. Come into table pose. Whew, good. In table pose right away, just start to shift right and left. Feel the body, listen internally, use the wisdom of the body to tell you what to do. For me, I'm going to do a jump rope of the spine, which means exactly what you think. Lift and peel away from the mat, which feels like cow, and then sass the hips over to the left and around. Like a big old jump rope, the whole spine goes down to the mat and then up and away. Down to the mat and up. Good, and you can do this on the other side if you like. Very nice. Good. And then please connect your big toes and widen out at the knees. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, you move into child's pose. For tonight's practice, I invite you to take a pillow underneath the chest as you roll back down. You're also welcome to take a pillow underneath your booty and between booty and heels. We're moving into shapes that feel a little bit longer, a little bit more restorative. Offer your heart down on top of your pillow or bolster. Some nice full breaths here as the belly widens again. If you'd like to experience a little bit of that puppy pose feeling, you can send your chin into your pillow. One more breath here. Good. Now carefully start to stand up onto your knees, keeping the same shape. Good. Mini little flow right here. Hips press forward gently. Good. Use the glutes as well just to stay strong here. Inhale, arms up to Tadasana. Good. Listen, on the exhale, you're going to hollow out like somebody punched you in the belly or like you're moving into second, my ballet people. And pull back until the booty touches the ground, your heels or the mat, your pillow. Good. Keeping these arms sort of in this rounded second position. Then inhale, come back up. On your exhale, you move to an embryo version of child's pose, which means arms go behind you to find your heels. This is our little mini flow for just a few times to stay warm here. Inhale, rise up. Standing on the knees, Tadasana. Exhale, pull the belly in, sit the booty down. Inhale, rise back up, standing on the knees. Exhale, arms wave all the way behind you. Stretch those shoulders, hold the heels, come down. 2 more times. Stand on the knees, breathe in. Hollow out the navel, breathe out. Stand on the knees, breathe in. Arms go all the way behind. Tadpole, breathe out. 1 more, your round, your breath to movement. Please feel free to take it in a way that feels good and sustaining and warming to you. Come back to your standing on the knees Tadasana. Really good. Here's where the block will come into handy, or you might already have the pillow behind you. Keeping the block, for me, I'm going to take this block on a high setting between my heels. It would also work to keep my pillow there, but just to show you another alternative. Once you're here, inhale both arms up, and exhale, take the right hand behind you, tap left shoulder blade. Good. Take the left hand behind you, swim, swim, swim until you touch the block. Nice. You could be touching your pillow as well, or whatever's behind. Now lift right elbow to sky. Press hips forward. Awesome. Lean your throat back, your head into your neck. Breathe in. Breathe out. Observe any fluttering of the heart. This is a half camel pose, which is a really big heart opener. Anxiety gives us the sensation that we're out of control. These postures show us how to feel that way and then to regain control. So inhale, rise up. Exhale, hands to heart center and just breathe. Option to close your eyes here. Feel the breath moving fluidly through arm and shoulder, through hip and heel. Notice the belly softening as the heart slows under your thumbs. Good. When you're ready, no rush, blinking the eyes open, side 2. Arms go up to the sky. Left hand reaches to touch right shoulder blade. So as you do that, you have the support of your forearm against the back of your neck. So you shouldn't have the stress on the neck here. Good. And then you start to swim the right arm behind you until it touches the pillow or the block. And as it does, now we do a little bit of growth. Inhale, left elbow to ceiling. Press hips forward, grow the heart into your back bend. Yeah, really nice. Beautiful, Amy. Lifting, stretching, offering this vulnerability. All the words you say and all the words you hold back in this throat here. Acknowledging, breathing in, breathing out. 1 more breath. Awesome. Inhale to rise up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Wash out the air. Just 2 more. Half Tadasana, arms up. And swim through center. Last one, inhale up. Exhale, swim through. Thoughtful, mindful movement, washing down into some still postures. Hands down, back into table pose here. Good. As you make your way into your table, we'll move into a bit of some side stretches for the low body and the hips once again. So extend the right leg out to the side. Move my pillow so you can see. We want an inner leg stretch now here. So in order to get that, sometimes lining up the right big toe with the left knee is a good guide measure, but it's up to you. You could go forward with that leg or back. Right now, hands are printed into the earth. Good. So if you're like me, you've already started to experiment a little bit with some cow-cat anterior and posterior pelvic tilt in the body. If you just tilt the pelvis forward and back, you'll experience some new sensation here. Especially as you move into that tilting back sensation, right? As the booty lifts toward the sky, more weight goes into the arch of the foot and a new experience resides. Good. Find a place that feels right and neutral, and then option to start to sit your booty back toward left heel. Any amount. 2 inches, 3 inches, all the way back. You can also use your cushion from before, slide it underneath your knee, And sit right on top of that. Those of us who feel this is accessible and a good idea for tonight, lay down your forearms as well. Lay down your head. Dust your chin into your chest and take some healthy deep breaths. Allow the breath to palpitate through all these places like lights, little flashlights shining within. Interior leg line, the closure of left hip and that compression we're receiving in the left side. The heat in the body, allowing a little bit more softening and deepening with every breath. Take 2 more here. Good. Carefully crawl yourself back and up and out of that pose. Hands plant underneath shoulders, and now the right knee comes forward, right knee behind right wrist, left or right shin underneath behind the left, moving into a half pigeon shape. So that right shin is parallel to the top of the mat. Start to walk the left leg back. For me, I like a block underneath right butt cheek here because otherwise it sinks too heavy down to ground. You can do the same or use a pillow. Good. Starting to find a little bit of stillness right here. Open up through the heart, breathing in. And then starting to bow forward any amount, breathing out. As always, it's these moments of stillness in body where mind starts to return to chatter. If you've already moved off into another place thinking of what's yet to come, your to-do lists, or ruminating on your day or worry, return to this present moment where all is being taken care of. With persistence and nurturing, you remain with yourself to discover what's here. Breathe in. And breathe out. Good. Coming out of this in a gentle way, we're simply going to bring the right knee all the way over to the right side. So now both legs are one on top of the other, like fetal pose in the bottom of the body. Left knee on top of right. Take your pillow underneath your heart at the top of the mat. The pillow can go sort of adjacent to right hip here. Good. And start by offering your heart straight forward, twisting here, breathe in. Exhale to lay your chest straight down. Return to that goal pose space where your arms were. And if possible, turn your nose over your left shoulder and lay your ear down on pillow or bolster. Know this variation of a twist here intended to rinse out and detoxify. There's nothing you need to do in order to allow the benefits to happen. They're already taking place. Rest in that goodness, breathing in and breathing out. Good. 1 or 2 more breaths right here, sinking in. And then carefully press yourself up all the way into table, and we'll take the other side. So we're scooting our way back into table pose and beginning by shifting left leg out entirely to the side. I usually start with left big toe lined up sort of near my right kneecap. And then from there, if that doesn't feel good, slide it back, slide it higher. Lots of choices here, lots of radius to work with, depending on where you want to feel some stretch in the body. Since I felt really nice on side 1 to keep a pillow between my right heel and my right butt cheek, I'm already going to set that up here. And then, so a little bit of shift from the hip, right to left, side to side, forward and back, noting the different spaces and all that's possible here. And then beginning to slowly creep the right butt cheek toward the right heel. If that lands in an easy way, forearms could lay down. Head then drops down. If it's not near the earth, find something for it to rest on here. As always, sides of the body are very different, and we don't act as a judge in any way. That same beauty, that uniqueness allows for lots of millions of different movements for you. Breathing in and breathing out. Good. Gradually lifting up the glutes. If you've laid all the way down, press into your table variation here. Then bring left knee behind left wrist and left ankle behind right wrist. In other words, setting up for your half pigeon, left shin bone parallel into the top of mat. Extend right leg back. Lift up through heart. Utilize blocks, pillows as needed. Open up for an inhale. Melt for an exhale. Know that melt is a term that's meant to allow softness and ease and surrender. It does not mean push or strain or go for the deepest variation. Just melt. Good. Coming up slowly as you're ready, remove flap and bolster. Press into palm so that both of your knees now can roll over to the right side, one on top of the other. Using your pillow underneath and adjacent to the right hip here. Take your breath in, lay your body down. So the belly is doing a little bit of a twist here, right? In order to lay on top of this bolster. And then if it's okay for you, continue that twist by sending right through down. Arms could make the goalpost shape if comfortable. Good. Slowly and carefully return your chin to the earth first. Extend right leg and then left leg out and roll totally over onto your back. Hug your knees up into your chest. Lift your forehead up to meet your knees. Take a deep breath in. And on your exhale, unwind everything. Lay down your legs long and open. Use your pillows underneath your knees, underneath your head, underneath any place that would feel supportive. Lay your knuckles down to earth. Begin to call in this intention of resilience once again. In a way where resilience doesn't mean that you won't experience difficulty or stress, and it doesn't also mean that you push forward with all of your might. Consider resilience in terms of the things you do anyway. A verse I'd like to share with you is a poem that was reportedly written on the wall of Mother Teresa's room in Calcutta, India, and is widely attributed to her. I'll tell you that I'm intentionally modifying the quote a bit so to take out any religious affiliation, but the substance is unchanged. It goes like this. People are often unreasonable, irrational, and self-centered. Forgive them anyway. If you are kind, people may accuse you of selfish, ulterior motives. Be kind anyway. If you are successful, you will win some unfaithful friends and some genuine enemies. Succeed anyway. If you are honest and sincere, people may deceive you. Be honest and sincere anyway. What you spent years creating, others could destroy overnight. Create anyway. If you find serenity and happiness, some may be jealous. Be happy anyway. All the good you do today will be forgotten by others tomorrow. Do it anyway. Because in the end, it is between you and your source alone. It was never between you and anyone else anyway. Take your left hand and lift it up onto your chest, right over your heart. Take a moment to breathe in, swearing into yourself this agreement, this pact you have made with yourself to live higher, to do it anyway. Right hand lands on top of the left, sealing this resilience as an act of present moment awareness and love. Take a deep breath in. And an open mouth exhale. Allow your hands to float down and then twist through your wrists. Open up through your ankles. Take a morning stretch, grow long. Good. On your exhale, return to your fetal pose. Gather the knees in, lay on right or left cheek. Acknowledge this pose right here as an opportunity to start again. Whatever it is. And then come on up to an easy seat, Sukhasana. Bring the thumbs into the heart center and then lift them up to your third eye center. To this place that knows you, this place that loves and honors you from the inside out, that always puts you first and sees you doing it anyway. In honor of that and of each other in this path we're on together, bow forward. Namaste. All right, yogi friends.